7-year-old Tyler Norris is making the most of his cul-de-sac life.
He's got a need for speed.
He can let it rip on this dead-end neighborhood street with little to no traffic.
He's the wild child.
And a child who raced right into one of the most mature and unexpected decisions his parents have ever witnessed.
And we were sitting here watching the service.
A church service on TV, like a lot of us have done during this pandemic.
Our pastor asked us to pray, everyone to pray for Terry.
53-year-old Terry Roberson, a father of 4, diagnosed with COVID, who spent 99 days in Willis-Knighton's critical care unit, most of those on a machine designed to help him breathe and live. After almost 100 days in the hospital, Terry Roberson, the man who's released from the hospital, was celebrated on the news.
Bye, Terry.
Bye, y'all. It's been wonderful that I've been able to make it through this.
And by the very medical members who worked so hard to save his life. A life and body that just days later still gave out.
I know you've asked why. I think all of us have.
Leaving his church family.
He had a heart for everybody.
And his loved ones, managing all the emotions.
And then when he passed, I actually saw it on the news first. I think it might have been your page.
And that total stranger with a need for speed, feeling the need to do something more.
And I'm like, hey, Mom, can I have that box? And then she said, yeah.
It happened during Terry's 99 days in critical care. That's when young Tyler says he felt it on his heart to share a prayer for a man he had never met.
Church, he said, and I want to pray for Terry Roberson because he has COVID.
And Tyler grabbed the box and said, I want to put him in my prayer box.
And then I was like, hey, Mom, how do you spell Roberson?
Like in his little handwriting, and I think that was one of the sweetest things, because going through reading the comments on your page and seeing that, it's those kinds that just bring us peace.
From total strangers to the total professionals working long hours inside this Shreveport hospital.
I am a crusty old ER nurse. I've never been a person who becomes attached to my patients until now.
Registered nurse Erin McDaniel admits, as Terry's days under their care began adding up, so did the many ways he was quickly becoming more like extended family to everyone inside the critical care unit. From his everyday conversations.
Terry taught me to find the joy in every day, and not just have it for yourself, but to show it to everybody that you come across.
To how he didn't miss a chance to share his love of life and the very thing guiding his life.
He brought us all together as a staff. He brought us closer to God. He brought us closer through him.
It wasn't like the staff had been giving Terry all this extra special attention. Terry, the patient fighting for his life, had been giving it to them.
As his body began to fail, it's just like Jesus came out of him more and more. Terry Roberson showed us how to live. But I want you to know this. Terry Roberson showed us how to die.
Just 10 days after his release and eventual return to the hospital, Terry passed away. You know, if you thought he had a rather amazing and unique way of reaching out and touching people, especially during his final days on this earth, wait until you hear how he's still doing it even after his death.
And I know this may be different than any other funeral that you've ever been to in your whole entire life.
Just days ago at his funeral, I guess you can say Terry's pastor pulled one right out of Terry's own playbook.
Terry Roberson's last wish would be that you would know the Jesus.
At his service, they gave an invitation, and I think 7 people were saved that day.
From friends in attendance that day to that young stranger across town.
If somebody died, you can still pray for them.
He just recently was saved, so we're waiting to get him baptized.
Terry Roberson is still delivering a little slice of heaven on earth, 99 days and counting.
I think everything happened just the way it was supposed to.
I think it just makes it a lot easier to see the impact that he's made, that his life and his legacy meant something.